Final boarding call for all chaos and giggles. Passport stamped, deep breath. Here we go! Seatbelt stuck, I'm in the wrong row. Gate changed twice, running in slow-mo. Custom line curling like a sideshow. Did I bring the snacks? Guess we'll never know. Uh-oh, where'd my suitcase go? Hey! Delayed again, guess I'm doing a show. Smile for the stamp, try to play it cool. What did I do? Breaking every rule. Laughing through the panic. Writing all the hassles. This is shenanigans of travels.
Carnival Triumph Poop Cruise. As humorous as the name Poop Cruise sounds, what happened on the Carnival Triumph cruise ship in February 2013 was anything but. The ship set sail on a 4-day cruise from Galveston, Texas, with more than 4,000 people on board. Things were going dandy for the most part until the engine room of the cruise had a fire break out on the 3rd day. Although the fire was put out almost instantly, it did cause a lot of damage that ended up knocking out the ship's main power. In other words, Carnival Triumph practically had no electricity on board and was stuck in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. What happened next became one of the most traumatizingly disgusting events to ever happen on a luxury cruise. Without the presence of any electricity, Carnival Triumph was basically running on nothing, which meant air conditioning, refrigeration, and basic light bulbs stopped working entirely. Additionally, the worst part out of everything was the fact that the onboard sewage system failed because the toilets stopped flushing. Soon after, the raw sewage began backing up onto the hallways and cabins. This basically contaminated the very living conditions of the ship and forced the passengers to set up camp on the open decks. According to later accounts of the passengers, the conditions on the ship were so bad that it was like lasagna of layered excrement and toilet paper. Everything from the floors to the walls was overflowing with what should have been in a toilet. Because of the lack of electricity, there was also no ventilation. Humidity and the sheer smell was extremely overpowering, and food was also becoming a problem. Most people resorted to eating cold sandwiches and soggy ham. Everyone was understandably frustrated, which ended up causing fairly brutal brawls between the passengers. Finally, after 5 days of literal hell, tugboats arrived to carry the ship to safety. To everyone's horror, though, the weather became really bad, and the sewage on board began to slosh around. Passengers recall literally hearing the squishing sounds of the filth moving. Eventually, things came to a stop when the ship was pulled to safety in Alabama. Later investigation showed that the people responsible already knew about a potential power failure, but did not put off the cruise. It was supposed to be a luxury trip that ended up in horrors beyond human comprehension.
This is shenanigans of travels.